Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. It's your boy, Terrance, the unstoppable coach, Leffridge, life coach, professional MC, and motivational speaker, coming to you with another unstoppable thought and probably my last virtual unstoppable thought of the year. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds for people to come on in, swipe and share, swipe and share. If you can see me, reach out and say hi. I see a couple of people jumping in right now. So just come on in as we talk about our unstoppable thought of the day. And if you're watching right now, just go ahead and look at that quote. It's either at the top or at the bottom or right here to your right, depending on how you're watching tonight. So I just want to talk to you about this fabulous day called Christmas. And I want you to imagine this. You see, Helen Steiner Rice once said that peace on earth will come to stay when we learn to live Christmas every day. Now, you know, they talk about peace on earth, goodwill towards men around the holiday time, around the Christmas season. But imagine if we could actually have peace on earth each and every day. And every day could be like Christmas Day. Well, in this short time I want to spare with you, I want to talk to you about some things that you do maybe only on Christmas Day. But imagine if you did them throughout the year. And I want to thank everybody who has followed me throughout the year, followed me on the Unstoppable Story Show, or followed me on my Unstoppable Thoughts by Coach Terrance throughout the year. Thank you. Thank you for giving love to me virtually and through your comments and through your following me throughout the year. The love that you give to me each and every day is the love that causes the peace in my heart each and every day. And if you could only imagine what that peace feels like inside of me that you provide to me just by showing up and being a part of what I do each and every day to bring motivation, to bring inspiration, and to help you to know that you can be unstoppable too. But imagine that same peace on earth that you have probably experienced today. You probably spent time with your family. Some of you traveled to family. Some family traveled to you. You had the opportunity to break bread, maybe for the first time in quite some time. You had the opportunity to give gifts and to receive gifts. And you had the opportunity just to be in a happy, peaceful situation. Yeah, Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year where you can really experience peace in your home, peace in your city, your nation, your country, and yes, even in the world. Now, I haven't watched the news at all today, but I can guarantee you that there's probably more stories of peace on this day than there are stories of tragedy and violence and disaster. I'm not naive to think that that didn't occur somewhere today. But for the most part, people around the world understand the significance of today. And for the most part, people put aside their differences and they really look to have peace, at least for 24 hours on this day. The day that Christ was born, the day we celebrate new hope and a new direction and a new future. So just imagine if we could take the remnants of today and if we could just put them into a jar and close that jar and put it on the shelf. And whenever another day came where things were just a little bit out of control or if things were just a little bit off center, we could go to that shelf and pull that jar of peace off and open it and let peace come out into the atmosphere. Imagine what that could be like. Well, guess what? You, and you all have the power in your circle of influence to create peace on earth each and every day by doing simply some of the very same things that you did today. And I just want to talk about three things, and then I'm going to get out of your way, get back to enjoying my little peace on earth, my family, my holidays, and allow you to do the same. But here's the first thing. If you could do this, imagine doing this every day. You probably gave gifts to one person, two people, four people, maybe 20 people today. But imagine if you could give your gifts each and every day. Now, I'm not talking about the gifts that you go to the store, that you spend money that you probably didn't have on, but I'm talking about the gifts that are inside of you, the gifts of your voice, the gifts of your skills, the gifts of your talents, the gifts of your compassion, the gifts of your love. Imagine if you set aside at least a little bit of time in each of your days to give of your gifts to somebody who needs your gifts. I know there's somebody who needs love each and every day. I know there's somebody that needs a compassionate thought each and every day. I know there's somebody in the world that just needs somebody to spend time with them, to listen to them, to hear them out so that they can feel like they have been acknowledged or they've been recognized. Whatever your gift is, God didn't give it to you for you to keep it to yourself. And he definitely didn't give it to you just to give it on Christmas Day. You can be part of the solution just by giving some of your gifts each and every day to the people who need it. If each and every one of us takes that time to give a little bit of our gifts, then we can bring peace on earth. It ain't that hard to believe. It is possible. But that's one way. Just give of your gifts, the gifts that don't cost you anything, but can mean so much more, can absolutely be priceless to somebody else. Second thing I want you to do, you probably did today, you spent time with a loved one. You spent time, maybe you spent time feeding the homeless at a homeless shelter this morning. Maybe you spent time with a relative that you hadn't seen in years. Maybe you spent time with a newborn addition to your family. But you spent time. And spending that quality time with other people makes a difference. Sometimes we are caught up in our everyday lives and the hustle and bustle and trying to climb that mountain and get to the next level of our greatness that we forget just how valuable time is to us and how valuable time can be to somebody else. Spend a little time with somebody who needs it, or spend a little time with yourself. Some of that self-love. Over the next week, we're transitioning from 2018 into 2019. Have you spent a little bit of time on yourself, on self-reflection, so that you become self-aware of where you are, so that you can put that roadmap together on where you want to go in the future? Spending a little bit of time with somebody else or spending that quality time with yourself can mean the difference between chaos and peace in your life as well as in the life of the other people that you come in contact with. So while you're giving of your gifts, make sure you're also spending a little bit of time with the people who need you. And don't forget the most important person who needs you, which is you. Because you can't pour from a half-empty cup. You can't be there for other people if you haven't taken time to take care of yourself. You can't spend time with someone else if you haven't invested time in yourself. And if you bring a chaotic situation to somebody else's chaos, then it's just going to be disastrous. But your spending that time with someone else can be the difference between the peace that they need and the chaos which they live in. So go ahead and spend a little time with someone to help bring a little bit of peace on earth. And then finally, you know, the Michael Jackson and the Jacksons said it so best in this holiday classic back in the day, give love. You know, give love on Christmas Day. It's so popular. Everybody sings it. They've been playing it on the radio for the last 2 weeks. Give love on Christmas Day. But imagine if on the day after Christmas and the day after the day after Christmas and the day after the day after the day after Christmas and all throughout the rest of the year, if you and even you, yes, even you, gave a little bit of your love to somebody else. It's a little bit different than giving that time, because time is just, taking the opportunity to be there. But love is investing in somebody else, giving the love that God gave to you and sharing it with someone else to let them know that they are loved and they are worthy of being loved. It doesn't take much. It just takes a little bit of what you have, giving it to somebody else. And here's the one thing I know: when you give love to somebody else, God replenishes you with more love to give. And that gift of love never runs out, because it's constantly coming down through you and out into the world. And then it goes out into the world, and then they give love back to God, and it comes back around. That perfect circle. That perfect circle. And because there's peace on earth today, is because there are millions and billions of people that are giving love, that are giving of themselves on this day. So imagine if we could just get not the billion, but maybe 10 million, maybe not even 10 million, maybe 1 million people giving love to somebody else each and every day. It's the law of compounding effect. If 1 million people give love to 1 million people, then those 1 million people can compound it to give love to another million people, and then that's 10 million people, and then it turns into 100 million people, and then the next thing you know, everybody is giving love to somebody else, and we are creating that peace on earth that will come to stay when we learn to think like Christmas every day. I can imagine it, and I hope you can imagine it too. While you're in that giving spirit and you're giving of gifts today, and while you're spending time with people that you haven't spent time with, and maybe in a long time today, and while you are giving love to those people that deserve love and you feel blessed to love, think about how you can do those same 3 things tomorrow. And then do those same 3 things all over again to somebody else, and so on, and so on, and so on. My wish for each and every one of you watching this live or watching it in the replay is that you will have a phenomenal rest of the holiday season, and that you will have an unstoppable 2019, because you're going to practice giving of your gifts. You're going to practice spending time not only with others, but with yourself. And you're going to practice giving love, just giving a little bit of love to somebody, anybody, everybody, every day of the new year. That's my unstoppable thought. Just wanted to jump on and share that with you while I was in the giving mood. I wanted to give that message to you. Hopefully you'll imagine, you'll meditate, and you'll take that message and live your life on the next level for the rest of 2018 and all the way through 2019. Now, as always in parting, I just want to say this to you: wherever you are in the world today, give a little bit of your love, give a little bit of your time, and give a little bit of your gifts. And don't just make this a great day. Make it an unstoppable day. Take care.